Hi, I am Marvin LeBlanc, and I am the owner of Marvin LeBlanc Insurance, located here in the greater New Orleans area. If you hate insurance and you hate the price of insurance, then stay tuned to this short video. Because you see, in this short video, I am going to show you how to buy only the insurance you need, not the insurance that somebody wants to sell you. And there is a big difference, isn't it? A big aha moment came when I met with Eric Youngblood. Here's a guy that had 5 different vehicles. He was saying to me, Marvin, man, I'm spending thousands of dollars every year. It's just way too expensive. And on top of that, not only do I not really know what coverage I'm getting, but I've never even met my agent. You see, Eric, try to buy the right coverage. Try to get a reasonable price. But it just wasn't working. I'm sure you've experienced the same thing too, haven't you? I worked with Eric and we did find huge gaps in his coverage that would have left him totally exposed to what? To getting sued. No one wants to get sued. And if you're like most people, you know that other than the state of New York, Louisiana is one of the highest, most litigious states in all of the Union. Now, you don't want that hassle, do you? Like so many people, Eric needed some actual insurance education, and he still needed a reasonable price. So what did I do to solve this problem? The first thing that I did to solve his problem is actually gather up his paperwork on each of his policies. Because what he thought he had doesn't matter. What matters is what actual coverages is in place. And what we found out is what he thought he had and what he really had was 2 different things. How about you? Do you really know exactly what you have without looking at your insurance card? Probably not. The second question that I asked him, and I just took time, this particular meeting with him happened face-to-face, but certainly lots of my meetings now don't happen face-to-face. The second most important question that I asked him is, what keeps you up at night? In other words, what are you worried about? And then I let him share what his thoughts was, because you see, no 2 customers have exactly the same plans or exactly the same prices. Each customer deserves a comprehensive, unique program that fits their needs, their lifestyle, and their budget. The third question I asked him, which was kind of a weird question for him, is, hey, is there anything that you want to tell me that you actually like about your current program? Lots of people are simply never asked the question, what do they like about the current coverage that they have? The third question I asked was, Eric, if there was something that you could change other than price, something else you could change about your program, what would that be? And then the fourth question that I asked him is, how important is it for you to actually meet with your agent, to see your agent, whether that's face-to-face, whether it's on Skype virtually, Zoom virtually, FaceTime virtually? Maybe he prefers to communicate by text. I do all of those things. However you want to be communicated with is fine with me. Just tell us what your preference is, and that's what we're going to work towards doing for you. You should know that after we completed our process of studying his paperwork in asking questions. Eric saved $119 a month. Now, $119 might not sound like a whole lot to you, but it could be the difference in whether your family has just television or television and cable. It could be the difference in whether or not your family or you gets a chance to eat out one night a month or 2 nights a month. So $119 is $119. The other thing that Eric now has is a real person, not just a 1-800 number to some strange city with a strange accent that doesn't really understand the accents of my Louisianians. You know exactly what I'm talking about those 1-800 numbers. The kind of 1-800 numbers that you have to call in and you can hear all of that noise in the background because it's a bunch of people stuck in there in a phone bank. And most of the times they're talking way too fast. They can hardly even hear you. And most of the times also, they're just too salesy. Nobody wants that, folks. Louisiana wants real people that are from Louisiana, that understands you, that knows you, that you know them, that you like them and they like you, that you can trust. That's who we are. When Eric and I finally finished, he says to me, "Marvin, where have you been all these years? This is the first time in my life," and this guy is in his 40s, "this is the first time in my life I really understand how insurance works." That's a great feeling, folks, to make a difference when people are so clueless about what insurance is, how it works, and how it can benefit them. If you struggle with trusting an insurance company or trusting an insurance agent, you'll probably appreciate my short story of George Hagman. You see, George Hagman was a plumber at the time, and he was actually working on a house that I was building. But he was not so trustworthy of the current company and the insurance agent he had. And as a result, again, like I said earlier, when we sat down, I reviewed his paperwork, I studied that, I asked him questions, and I gave a darn. What ended up happening, sadly, is he was involved in an accident. And as a result, we ended up paying $45,200. And had it not been for my process, for sitting and having a conversation, his words, not mine, "Marvin, that money helped me pay my mortgage for 3 years. $45,200. Because of what? You see, there's 4 main reasons people deal with Marvin LeBlanc Insurance. Reason number 1, we actually care and we actually listen. Reason number 2, we do things very differently. Reason number 3, as I've mentioned before, we have a process. And reason number 4 that's mattering more and more right now in our times of crisis is that experience counts. All of our team are licensed professionals. I am an LUTCF designee, which stands for Life Underwriting Training Council Fellow. I totally believe in education, and I totally believe that you can make the right decision today. I absolutely am grateful for you watching. I absolutely would love to have an opportunity to share what we do and how we do it. If Eric Youngblood and George Hagman's story resonated with you, then we should take the next step. When you set an appointment with me, we will go through our process unrushed. There's no dumb questions. Ask those questions. And also remember that on that appointment, we also can share a shrimp po' boy or a roast beef po' boy, because after all, we're in South Louisiana, and this Cajun boy always loves to break bread with new friends. So in closing, I want to wish you peace, love, and gumbo. Who dat? Go Tigers!